Now,
Yeah.
Mackenzie and Lewis, thanks so much for being here. Let's just jump right into it. This was such a great adaptation and interpretation of the classic Stephen King novel. Did you at any point go back to the source material for any inspiration?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I reread it. I reread it. I had read it when I was in high school. So it was a bit of a distant memory, but yeah, it's really helpful to have the roadmap. But really our roadmap was Gary's adaptation of the book, you know. But good to have all those things to be able to, those little seeds to plant in, you know, and it really helped fill it all out. You know, it's rare that you get a 600 page Bible on character and stuff like that, basically, you know.
Yeah, I mean my situation was slightly different because I think Lewis was like very much playing the character that was written in the original, and Gary was kind of consciously maybe looking for a character who he could use as a conduit to like surprise the people who have read the book and change some of the arcs, and Susan was the way to do that. So yeah, so for me, it was a lot had changed.
Well, that kind of brings me to this question. What kind of conversations did you have with Gary about your characters before filming? And then what did those conversations turn into as the shooting process went on?
You know, since the first time I met Gary and we started doing, you know, auditions and he was giving me notes, he was pretty adamant about having him, you know, almost like a reflection of Stephen King. Stephen King is a very like approachable, um, like not blue collar, but like not the most like not a pretentious intellectual by any means, and he's maybe his brain is more, at least no, I'm just talking about Ben, but Ben is his smarts are more kind of with his heart, you know, and I think Steven's got the smarts in all departments, but and so we were kind of just trying to figure that out, that relatability of Ben Mears and how we can best have him be a vessel that the audiences can see themselves in, you know.
Mm. I mean, yeah, for me, conversations with Gary, I think were mm, more just like friendly and cordial and like I luckily this is one of those jobs where I think he and I, and I'm sure this was the case with Lewis too, but like we all kind of just got each other. I think there was like an unsaid understanding of what we all wanted to do with the characters in the script. So maybe it's typical that when you get the job, it's because there's not a lot of dialogue that needs to be had. Um,
Hmm.
there's just like a tacit understanding of what is needed.
In Ben and Susie's first meeting, it was kind of a bit awkward, you know, at least on Susie's end. Do you guys remember the first time you met each other and what was that like?
Over
We met
Zoom.
each other on Zoom, yeah, for
Yeah.
chemistry read.
Yeah. Opposite of awkward because we had chemistry.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Did that kind of continue throughout filming, I'm assuming?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so I want to kind of dive. I want to dive into the plot of this film, and it centers around this ragtag group, you know, tasked with fighting a vampire. I want to know from the both of you, if you could pick two co-stars you've worked with throughout your careers, who would you want helping you fight a vampire and why?
Jesus. Wow, that's an insane question.
Well, I didn't pick you the last time someone said, so I think I'm gonna pick you first from my
Don't
team.
have to do
No,
that.
no, no, no. Here we are. We're on the baseball field. I'm gonna say today, Lewis Pullman. And who else?
Well,
Mm,
what does Lewis bring to the fight? Is he gonna, you know, is he gonna use his brain? Is he gonna try and
charm.
okay.
Gonna
He's
charm the vampire? I think that's one of the ways. We don't go through that in the movie, but there's like you can get them with sunlight, you can get them with charm, depending on maybe if you're like more, it's like a Twilight. Maybe that's like more of a Twilight vampire.
okay, yeah, yeah.
All right, Lewis, what about you? Who are you picking on your side?
Well, I'm obviously going to choose Mackenzie for one of
Sure.
them because she's an incredibly emotionally very in touch person, but she's also incredibly practical and good planner, good like going through the logistics. I feel like personally, I feel these things about you. I don't know if you identify this way.
I do.
Um,
I just think in the moment of the vampire coming toward me, I just wouldn't count on me.
okay, well then we'd keep you in the back as the brain of the operations.
That's
Yeah,
smart.
I've just always seen myself as like the person who would run when the bear, like I think of vampires as like bears.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
in the world of like being bear where you're not supposed to run when the bear come towards you. When
yes,
the bear come toward you.
yeah, yeah,
I kind of know that I'm that person.
yeah.
But then you should pick me because then the bear will eat me first.
So
Oh,
you're the
So hey,
sacrifice
it
then.
comes full circle.
Well, if you could pick one more, who would it be?
okay, so I haven't worked with him, but I just did a table read with him recently, or like a reading for our friend's play, and I think I'm gonna kind of use him. I would take John Bernthal with me
Okay,
Mm.
good one.
because I think
Makenzie,
he clearly has some sort of relatable experience with Walking Dead, and he's also a very capable and level-headed guy.
Mm.
smart. All right, Makenzie, what about you? One more.
I mean, again, I don't think this is how you fight vampires, but maybe like Steve Martin, just for the jokes.
He'd be fun. If you're gonna die, you might as well go die laughing, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Smart. And plus, he's got experience with murders, all
Uh,
that.
I see what you did there.
So
Yeah.
I'd like to finish up with a fun one, as if that one, that one kind of was a little get the brain
Right.
going. The drive-in movie theater plays an important role in this film. What horror or Halloween movie would you want to experience in a drive-in theater?
hmm hmm
It can be a Stephen King, story.
Yeah. Well, I would say The Shining.
Okay,
Yeah, that's a
eh,
good one.
that's a good one.
That's a very good
I've
one.
never watched because I've never watched The Shining with an audience. I've only ever watched it on my own. The first time I watched it was, yeah, on my own, and that was super, super, super scary.
So you want
I
to see
would,
if everybody else reacts the same way as you did.
Yeah.
That's a good one. What about you, Lewis?
I would do Duel, the Stephen
Okay.
King car one, the 18 wheeler, because you're in a car. It's all about the cars.
hmm
Do that.
That's a good one. Well, thanks so much. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you both for your time, and I really
Thank
hope to
you.
speak to you again soon.
Thank
Appreciate it. Talk to you soon.